What time is it? The time is now. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. We are outside right now. It is just after 2 o'clock here in the UK, or where you are, it is now. That is the time. Right now, it is this very moment. Of course, it's not just me here with you today. We also have someone else joining us. I'm sure you know who it is already. You don't need me to introduce him. Here he comes. It is my partner in crime, literally, some might say.
Not yet.
It's Mr. Steve.
Hi everybody, welcome to you lovely viewers from across the world. Here we are again, outside as Mr. Duncan said.
We are outside.
A bit of a change because for us we have got nice weather, which is lovely. And we've been having some pretty awful weather this summer, but today it's lovely. So we're outside for how long, Mr. Duncan?
I don't know, for as long as it takes. If it takes us 4 hours to do this, we will do it for 4 hours.
Well, you might be here for 4 hours, Mr. Duncan, but I'm going to be gone well before then.
You know what it is? These old people, they can't keep up. They really can't. Here we go then. I'm just going to set up the live chat. I haven't got it working yet, so I'm going to put it on right now. So just give me a few moments whilst we set that up. So because we're outside, I have to do everything now.
There's been a lot of activity in the area over the last week, hasn't there, Mr. Duncan?
It is true.
People are having renovations done to their homes. We've had quite a lot of work done to the garden.
You can speak up a bit, don't worry.
Well, I'm always conscious, Mr. Duncan, because you always tell me to be quiet.
Don't worry, today we're outside.
That's fine. But we have got the delightful smell of rotting insects. Because we've got a bag hanging up in the garden. I'm just talking, Mr. Duncan.
Something interesting. Something interesting.
I'm just talking, Mr. Duncan, while you set everything up, and you haven't set it up for me yet.
So now we know that the garden stinks. It smells horrible.
How do I set it up on here, Mr.
I'm just
Duncan?
about to do that for you, Mr. Steve.
Oh, blimey, there's lots of people on the live chat already, which is very exciting, because you know how much I like to watch the live chat.
Okay, give me a sec.
And to comment on all the lovely things that you're saying from across the world.
So this is not our normal live stream. You may have noticed at the moment. I couldn't resist coming outside because the weather is so nice. We are having our last few days of the summer season. And I'm just setting these. This is what I normally do, you see, before we start. But
I'm just having a look at what Mr. Duncan's got prepared for us today.
Ooh.
Some very interesting topics, so do stay on line.
Yes, please don't go.
Even though Mr. Duncan's setting everything up.
I've spent the whole morning.
There we go. Off you go, Mr. Duncan. I'll have a
Okay, here
look
we
at the
go.
live chat.
For those wondering what time it is, the time is now. It is now in the present, right at this moment. You are watching us live from England. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to ask, Mr. Duncan, where are you right now? I'm in England. This is England, the UK, the United Kingdom. We used to be part of Europe, but we're not anymore. We're all on our own, floating free, apparently.
Although I think it's pretty much...
Come on, Mr. Steve, lay that live chat on me.
Pretty much argued that it's been a big disaster so far, but we won't go into that.
Okay, so what's happening on the live chat?
Well, Beatrice was first on today.
Hello, Beatrice. A little round of applause for you, Beatrice. Well done.
I think you've come down from the mountains, and we saw a text from you yesterday saying that your brother's had his operation, so we wish him well.
Yes, I hope everything goes all right with your brother.
Yes, so we have Dimitros, who was second on.
Hello.
Vitas.
Now, Dimitros, it's interesting, Dimitros last week was first on the live chat. This week you are second.
Well, probably by a few microseconds, because it's always difficult to tell who exactly is first in terms of the time, because I think the first few people that come on, I don't know how it orders people on there, but certainly Beatrice, Dimitros, Vitas. Beatrice has made lots of comments. Valentin, Palmyra's here, Inaki, Mosen,
I thought you were waving then.
I was waving an insect away because we're outside. We really are outside. This is not a green screen behind us today.
It is real. We're really, really here outside. So there are lots of insects. Mr. Steve is already scared because he's noticed there are lots of wasps around.
Well, it's September, Mr. Duncan. The wasps love to come out in September and feast on all the ripe fruit on the trees. And I've noticed that our damsons are ready for picking.
Okay.
So there's a lot on the floor, and I think that they're attracted to the sweet smell of sugar.
And you know what happens as well this time of year? Well, normally as winter approaches, the insects, normally the flies and especially the wasps and the bees, they go a bit crazy. They go a bit mad.
They get drunk. They get drunk on the sugar, and of course there's alcohol in the fruit that's on the ground,
Yeah.
fermenting, which means I've got to pick the damsons pretty quickly because I need to make the jam as I do every year.
Okay.
35 pots last me a year.
This is good.
Well, I'm just explaining it. Right, what are we talking about then, Mr. Duncan?
Well, we are here now live. The time now is right at this moment, as you may have noticed from the title of today's live stream.
Ooh.
So I thought we would do something outside amongst the wildlife. So there are flies, bees, buzzing, and there are all sorts of insects. Some of them are at this moment going up my shorts, and I have to say I quite like it. In fact, the live chat is busy.
Yeah, Marcia's cooking, like Claudia. We love it, the fact that you multitask when the live stream is going on, that you're listening to us and you're also doing all your jobs around the house. So I wonder what you're cooking. Marcia's got her family coming later.
What's cooking Marcia?
What's cooking Marcia? What's cooking Claudia? I'm assuming Claudia's on. I haven't seen Claudia yet, but I imagine Claudia is busy.
Okay, who is on?
Well, I was talking about Marcia then, but Marcia was commenting the fact that Claudia is normally cooking. So she's got in there first today with her cooking pot. Please tell us what's in there. We'd love to know. Irene Apraxine is on as well, which is lovely. Bonjour flower, says Vitas, which is always very nice to see. So what are we talking about, Mr. Duncan?
Well, I just I've just mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. We're talking about the time, of course, today. Time is valuable, time is important, time is also fleeting as well. I like that phrase, fleeting. The phrase fleeting, if something is fleeting, it means it is short, it is brief, even though sometimes it appears as if we have all the time in the world. I've got news for you. You haven't.
People often say life is fleeting, don't they, Mr. Duncan?
They do.
But it seems to go on for a long time.
Some things seem to go on for a very long time.
But if you measure it against the millennia of time and the human development experience, it is a very short time. 65, whatever, how many years? Probably
What's that?
75, is it the average?
The average
Goes
what?
by very quickly. We've been watching a wonderful programme, haven't we?
Okay, Steve, before we go into other things,
He's always slapping me on the wrist, Mr. Duncan.
well, you do rush ahead. That's the thing. We're probably going to be on for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We will see what happens. We will see if we have any viewers left by then.
Dimitros is cooking pancakes.
Well, isn't that strange? Because I had pancakes this morning.
So everyone's cooking at the moment. No, Dimitros did cook. They were finger-licking good,
Oh.
he says. Sounds like some kind of chicken product that you can buy fast food, doesn't it?
Oh, I see.
Over to you.
I was waiting for more there. I thought there was going to be more, you see. I sometimes feel that Steve has a lot to say, and then when I let him say it, he doesn't say anything. And then when I'm trying to say something, he has lots to say. But not today.
Well, Marcia is making meat in Madeira sauce.
By the way, you might notice my ring glinting, and you might see Mr.
The
Steve.
one on your finger, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, well, what do you mean when you
Go
say
on, then.
ring?
I'm not going to explain that.
That's nice.
But I'm sure people know. Yes, meat in Madeira sauce. We like Madeira wine, don't we, Mr. Duncan?
We do like Madeira wine.
So maybe there's some of that in there. And dessert pudding, whatever that is.
Well, I would imagine dessert pudding is your dessert. Pudding. Something you have after your main meal. Maybe something sweet. Maybe a little bit of fruit.
T. Jesus says, which sounds like Jesus, but there's one letter that's different. I wish I had this kind of gorgeous garden. What is the secret, would you tell us? It's just hard work. Hard work. I'm always at it, aren't I, Mr. Duncan?
We had a nice man. He came here this week and he cut all of Mr. Steve's bushes and trees. So we do have a man that comes sometimes. But for most of the time, it is Steve who does it.
Well, I don't like getting up on ladders. So we get somebody to do the tall things once a year, usually at this time of the year. Good time to do it in autumn because then it doesn't grow very much. And you see its beauty all through the winter months and through into spring. But yes, I was still in the garden 10 minutes before we came on today.
Yes.
Which annoys Mr. Duncan because
Well,
he always thinks I'm not going to be ready in time.
Well, you never are. You
I
were still getting ready, and I was telling you that we only had 5 minutes before we were due on.
Anyway.
You see?
Well, we all hope you're having a lovely time wherever you are, cooking, eating, gardening, watching television,
So
or
we are-
whatever you're doing.
We are looking at an interesting subject: the past, the present, and the future. When we think of English, the English language, which is what we like to talk about here on my YouTube channel, we like to talk about things that reflect life, or maybe things that affect your life every day. The past, the present, and the future. These are very important things to consider in English because a lot of grammar in English relates to when something happens, how it occurs, in what order it happens, when it happened. Is it happening now? Did it happen in the past? Or will it happen in the future? So that is one of the reasons why it is always important when we talk about English grammar to understand quite often we have to express things in certain ways relating to time. What time is it, Mr. Steve? The time is...
There's a clock behind us. I can't see the clock, but it must be around
No, it's okay.
2:15.
It was my little catchphrase.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
It's my catchphrase, you see. I've got a catchphrase now, but Mr. Steve doesn't know because he wasn't here. What time is it, Mr. Steve? The time is...
Now.
There we
Is that
go.
right?
We
I got it right.
Yes. You see? The past, the present, and the future. And if you're lucky, you might get to find out how we use these in English.
A long time since we've used bits of paper because you normally get it coming up on the screen.
Well, if we're in the studio, we can do that.
Well,
but
I know.
We're outside. We're doing it the old-fashioned way.
I used to
see.
like the bits of paper because I had notes on the back.
Yes. We might do that again.
Palmyra's watching the basketball game.
Oh, okay.
Lithuania versus the US.
Basketball. Basketball is a sport that I've never, ever been able to get into. I've never really enjoyed watching it. It's a very dull game. Can I say that?
Probably not.
It's a bit dull. People running around, they bounce the ball, and now and again they try to throw it into a little hoop.
Well, it can be exciting, I'm sure. You've got the height for it, Mr. Duncan.
I would be a
Being
very...
over 6 foot,
Yeah.
you could make a good basketball player.
I would be a brilliant basketball player.
So maybe you should have taken it up. It's not too late.
Yes.
It's not too late. It's never too late to take up a new hobby or a new sport. And so maybe you could do that. Go down to the local gym, join a basketball team and see how you get on.
I have no interest in it.
Well, it'd be fun to see you having a go.
I was always at school, when we tried to play basketball, I was always accused of doing this. Do you know what this is? If you do this in basketball, this is the only piece of information that I know, by the way, about basketball, besides the fact that if you put the ball into the net very quickly, they call it a slam dunk. Slam dunk, like me, you see. But the other thing I know is if you do that, it means you are travelling. And that is a phrase they use in basketball. If you are not bouncing the ball, if you are moving with the ball that is in its stationary, normally in your hand, that is called travelling.
It's strange, Mr. Duncan, that you told us you've got no interest whatsoever, and yet you seem to know quite a bit about the rules.
Those are the only two phrases that I know relating to basketball.
Well, Mosen likes basketball, but it's each to their own, as we say, each to their own.
Although, to be honest, I don't like any sports, really. I have no interest in football, be it men's football or women's football.
Which is getting very popular.
Which one?
Women's football. It's
I see.
The latest sort of game, isn't it? Everyone's watching.
So I have no interest in either of those things or any of those things. I don't even play sport. The only sport I like playing is clicking with my finger when I'm surfing the internet. I think that's pretty good exercise and a very interesting game as well. Anything? There must be something happening on the live chat.
There's always something happening on the live chat, Mr. Duncan. I'm ironing, says Valentina. It's so fascinating to learn what people are doing whilst learning English at the same time. So we've got cooking, we've got watching basketball, now we've got ironing.
You can listen to us, you see. One of the things about this is you don't have to just watch this. You can also listen as well.
Alex is playing drums in his drum studio.
Oh.
So wow.
I would imagine your neighbours really love you.
But you must be just watching us then.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can lip read. Maybe you're lip reading, because if you're playing the drums, you've got us. You're playing the drums, and you've got us on full blast. So are you near any neighbours that you could well be annoying?
Yeah. Or maybe you've got those very ingenious modern drums that you just connect to your computer, and then you can just put headphones on and then listen to your drums without disturbing anyone else. Very nice.
Beatrice is off to see her brother after this. So I think it's wonderful that she prioritises us over seeing her brother. I think that's just fantastic.
No.
Bearing in mind he's had a life-saving operation, which of course, as we've already said, we hope that he progresses very well and makes a full recovery.
When are we going to the moon? I think that's a really good question, and you weren't expecting that question. I know you weren't. When are we going to the moon? Because everyone, did you know this, Steve? Everyone's going to the moon. The Chinese going to the moon. The United States, they are starting to prepare to go to the moon. Apparently there's something really interesting up there on the moon. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a naked lady. I'm not sure. And of course, India. This week, India, not only have they gone to the moon, but they've also launched a rocket to go to the sun. Now, I don't know about you, but I would imagine going to the sun might be a bit risky. You might have to put some sun cream lotion, maybe factor 50 on your face, because it might be a bit hot. But I imagine after the long, hot summer that has occurred in India, I would imagine going to the sun would be quite a relief, because it would be much cooler. What do you think? Oh, the other thing is, you could always go at night as well. So if you are going to the sun, go at night, and then it's cooler, you see.
I think that the Indians are going to the sun to test a new hot chili curry sauce to see if it actually is hotter than the sun. I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what all these expensive tests are for, Mr. Duncan.
Isn't this the joke that you tried on me the other night?
Well, I thought you didn't really respond, so I thought
I didn't respond because it wasn't very funny.
I'll mention it to the literally millions of people watching us right now to see if they think it's funny. But anyway, it's by the way.
But when are we going to the moon? England, because now we've left Europe. We are independent, so we should already have our own space rockets. that are going to take the British up to the moon. We should be up there opening our little tea shops and selling souvenirs. I think so.
I've got no interest, Mr. Duncan. I don't think there's much there. It's just dusty. There's probably lots of minerals there.
Pedro's on. Pedro Belmont.
We haven't got flags of the world, so
Okay.
never mind. Have we got any flags? No, we haven't. Not today.
You are completely incoherent today, by the way.
Well, we'll watch it later and see for ourselves.
We never watch ourselves later. We used to always like to watch our live streams, but we don't anymore because Steve always gets annoyed if I say something that he doesn't like.
Yeah, we're going to stay polite today.
Yes.
Pedro says Mars is the next one that we need to visit. Well,
I think Mars is a place that we are never going to go to. Can I just be controversial here? I think all of these scientists that are talking about Mars just want to be famous and well known. You can talk about anything really when you think about it to make a name for yourself. So I don't think mankind is never going to Mars.
I don't say never.
Not in our lifetime anyway, and maybe not in your children's lifetime. It could happen. But it's not happening in the next 10 or 15 years because we can't even get to the moon, to be honest. And let's face it, the moon is just on our doorstep. And we can't get there.
It takes about 24 hours to get to the moon. I think it's 6 months to get to Mars. I mean, do the maths. It's not going to happen. They'll all be dead by the time they get there.
Yeah.
We'll still be sending robots there, I'm sure, but to get a person there is unachievable while we're just using basically glorified fireworks to power spaceships.
Well, this is it. We don't have a chance of getting to Mars. No one's going to Mars. We can't even get electric cars to drive for more than 25 minutes without bursting into flames.
I love an electric car story. Did you read the news yesterday about an electric car that broke down on a road in the UK?
No.
Yes, it ran out of power. And they couldn't move it. It was stuck, and it caused a huge block for 12 hours. The police came along, and I don't know what happened to it, but apparently it locks itself. The wheels get locked. They couldn't move it anyway. So there we go. That's the bright and glorious future we've all got to look forward to.
Yes. But my point is, if we can't get electric cars to drive up the road without breaking down or bursting into flames, how are we ever going to get to Mars, really, when you think about it?
It's not happening.
And it's a waste of money as well. A lot of people were complaining. They were saying, why are you spending so much money on expensive space rockets when here on Earth there are people dying of starvation and living in poverty, and we're sending these billion-dollar spaceships?
Well, I mean, you need to expand the frontiers of science, Mr. Duncan, for mankind. That's always something worth doing.
Alex says, I am not disturbing my neighbours because my room is soundproofed. There is soundproofing all around me.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you, Beatrice. Yes. Please like this video.
Yes, please watch it.
Well, we want the likes because then it gets sent out, as you all know. So thank you, Beatrice, for that gentle reminder, and to everybody across the world that is watching us now. And there's very many of you. So and we're excited, aren't we, Mr. Duncan? Excited. We always are. Well, I am anyway.
I don't know what you are today.
Just talking.
I have no idea what you are today, to be honest. Giovanni is here. Hello. I just hope that I can come to your wonderful country, Mr. Duncan, and make my dream come true and make my English a tangible thing. Something tangible is something that you can actually reach out and touch. Something that can be experienced or felt is tangible. Very good word there. English. Hopefully English will be a tangible thing. Let's hope. It is time to do it. Do you agree? Giovanni, I think it is a very good idea. A very good idea indeed.
Well, don't forget, if you're ever coming over here, let us know and we'll meet you somewhere.
Yes.
I'm still remembering that lovely trip we had to Paris, Mr. Duncan.
Paris. We were
That beautiful
watching.
trip.
Yes, we were watching it the other day, weren't we? And we couldn't believe that we were doing it.
When we met all you wonderful people, you know who you are. Some of you are on there. Where's Lewis? I haven't seen Lewis today.
No,
Is Lewis on holiday?
Luis Mendez might be busy.
He might be on holiday. He might be with his family. We know a lot of people. They always seem to be on holiday. A lot of people we know, don't they?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, everyone
yes,
we know.
we've been getting lots of texts from people showing us their lovely photographs of their holiday in beautiful countryside in Italy and
Well,
France.
it's the holiday season.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
The only people not going on holiday is us.
Well, we've only had one holiday. We need another one, Mr. Duncan. Maybe baby, I'm here for the first time.
Oh, I say. Hello, maybe baby.
First time viewer.
Maybe baby is when you may be having a baby, but you're not sure yet. Maybe you had a lovely romantic evening that went a bit too far, and now you're not sure if you have a bun in the oven.
Well, it's lovely to see you here,
Tejas.
and we hope you're enjoying it so far.
Tejas says, what does it mean to get a nut off someone?
What?
What does it mean to get a nut off someone? Well, maybe if someone hits you, you might be nutted. Maybe if a person hits you, they headbutt you in your face with their head. It always looks painful, but you see it quite often in movies. People will headbutt another person, and it always looks painful for both people. So the person giving the headbutt, or the nut on the head, of course, nut can also be your head, you see. So another term for head can be nut.
What is the name for a bridge over a river for linking two parts of the land? Viaduct, or is there another name?
Well, viaduct is an aqueduct takes water across at a height,
Yes.
and then you have a viaduct, which I think can be referring to a bridge. So you are going via. So via just means travel in a direction or on a certain route. But
So like a train.
But we often say bridge, to be honest. The most common form of that would be bridge. Anything that spans from one side to another is bridge. So generally speaking, you don't need to get so technical, you see.
Yes, but if it's water, it's an aqueduct. But then, anyway, let's not get into that because I'm not entirely sure. Right.
Oh, that's
Elvis, we are
but if
from
you
Uruguay.
why did you say that?
Oh, no, I didn't say anything. Flyover, yes, our flyover, that refers to traffic.
Yes, that's normally a road that goes over another road, a flyover. So maybe you're going along a road and there is another road that goes over, or, of course, a type of bridge again with a road going over it. Normally you find these on a motorway, don't you?
Yes, or it could be going over a railway line. Yes, it normally refers to a road that cars and lorries go on that goes over, as you say, another road or maybe a railway line. It's going over another track of transport.
The other thing to mention about aqueduct, of course, is it quite often, viaduct is it normally carries a certain type of thing across it as well.
Like a train.
But normally it goes across water, a river, a stream, high up, safe. An aqueduct carries water. In fact, not very far away from here, there is a beautiful aqueduct that takes small canal boats across the top of it, and it's very high up, and it's amazing. It's fantastic even. It's incredible. Past, present and future. When we talk about the past, the present and the future, we often refer to it in these ways when we are expressing an action. Something you do is the present. Something you did is the past. Something that will happen in the future that you are going to take part in or maybe an activity, you will do it. So as you can see, there are many ways of expressing different tense. This is now, this is in the past, and this is in the future. And that is one of the most basic ways of learning the tense when we are talking about something you did in the past, something you are doing now. For example, we are now streaming live. The stream is occurring now. But of course, later on, we can say that we streamed in the past. So we are using it as the past tense. You stream now. You streamed in the past. You did it a while ago. You did it in the past. And of course, maybe if you are going to do it, you can say you are going to stream. You are going to do a live stream at some point in the future. Anything coming up, Mr. Steve?
Yes, why Tejas asks, and it's a good question, names like realise, normalise and organisation, the Z is replaced with an S in the UK. Why is that? Well, that's just the way it is.
Pronunciation of words varies all over the place. Even here in the UK, you might hear certain words pronounced in one particular way. It doesn't necessarily mean everyone will pronounce it like that, because when we talk about accents, we are talking about different ways of pronouncing words. However, the basic English is still the same. So some people might say organisation. Some people might say organisation. It doesn't mean the word has any different meaning. It is all about pronunciation. So never get confused between pronunciation and the actual grammar or the formation of words or even the spelling of words. Quite often you will find that pronunciation does vary from one area to another, even within the UK, even within the United States, where English is spoken widely. You will find different ways of pronouncing English words.
In this particular case, though, the pronunciation is the same. So for realise, spelt with a Z in the US, spelt with an S in the UK, the pronunciation is the same, but they just put a Z in instead of an S. You can put a Z in the UK, it doesn't matter. People often put a Z in.
I thought you were talking about pronunciation.
No, the question was, why is there a Z in realise in America?
Oh, I see.
And in the UK, it's an S. But we can use Z.
Some
here.
people say that American English is lazy English. I'm not saying that. I'm just quoting other people who may or may not be wrong or right. Who knows?
That's just they just spell it with a Z. We spell it with an S.
Yes.
But we can spell it with a Z. And it's interesting whenever I'm writing emails, or if I'm usually emails. It will often, if I put realise, for example, with a Z, or normalise with an S, it will try and correct me to a Z.
Well, there is a reason for that. That's because the base language on your computer needs to be changed.
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
but it doesn't matter. You can use either or either.
Yes, that's really annoying actually, when your computer wants to set everything in American English with the spelling. And of course, if you are in England and you want to type, then you want everything to come up in the correct language with the correct spelling. So you can set your computer and also your spell check on the computer to whichever English you want to use and refer to, which is useful.
Tejas asks, do you often use words like blimey,
Yeah, well,
knackered, cheers?
Well, blimey is an old phrase that refers to blind me. In fact, it used to be God blind me. But of course, over the years, it's become core Core blimey. Gore blimey.
Well, yeah, but we just normally say blimey. Look
Blimey.
at that. It's an expression of surprise. So if you say blimey, I didn't know that. You're surprised at the information that's just been given to you.
So originally it was God blind me, but nowadays we just say blimey. Blimey. We are expressing surprise.
Yeah. So if we saw an elephant going by on the field behind us, you may well say, blimey, look at that. There's an elephant. It just means that you're surprised about something. Knackered, there's a good one.
Tired.
Just means you're tired.
Yes. If you are tired out, if you are exhausted. Now maybe you are using these words maybe to try to put us in a difficult situation, but I don't know. But yes, knackered.
After this live stream, we will be
Knackered.
The thing is with that word is it's often thought of as slightly impolite, a bit rude.
Yes.
So you would only use that if you were in the company of people that knew you well. You would, if you were feeling tired, you'd just say, "Oh, I feel tired." But you might say, if you wanted to be a bit more expressive, you might say, "I'm knackered."
A place that puts animals down, it kills them. Maybe if an animal has to be put down or it has to be destroyed, we often refer to it as the knacker's yard, and that's where it comes from, you see. So the knacker's yard is an expression that means a place where animals are put down, they are put to sleep, they are destroyed.
Because they're past their best.
Yes.
So they've had a lot of years of use, and you can use that for sort of equipment in your house. So you say your television or your your washing machine. It's 20 years old and it keeps breaking down. You can say, "I need to get a new washing machine. That one's knackered." It just means it's tired, it's old, it's had better years. So yeah, but it's often thought of as maybe slightly rude, maybe a bit impolite.
Yes, impolite.
Yes.
You couldn't really say that someone is knackered in polite company because they would be offended by that.
Some people might be. Yes, you wouldn't say it in front of the king. I nearly said the queen, but you wouldn't say it in front of royalty. Put it this way.
Well, I think you can say it in front of the queen. I don't think she cares now.
Cheers. Yes, well we do use cheers. Cheers. Here's to a good live stream. Cheers. Happy birthday. Cheers. Yes, we often raise a glass and bang glasses together and go cheers. Yes, we do use that a lot. We're always using it, in fact.
Hello, Sukat. Sukat is
Sukat.
here. One of our regular viewers is here. Hello, Sukat. Apparently you have weak internet. There is nothing worse than weak internet when your internet connection isn't very good. That is not very nice. Vitas. Did I say hello to Vitas earlier? I don't think I did.
I think you did.
Oh, hello Vitas. Nice to see you here today. We are outside in the garden doing something a little bit different today. And there are some changes coming up, some slight changes that will be occurring. I'm recording some new lessons, some formal lessons with English advice. And also I will continue making my short English lessons as well. And we will be doing on live stream still every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. So most of these things will continue, but there might be some new things appearing on my YouTube channel over the next few days.
I love the words that Ted Jass has asked us. Here's another one, nutter.
Okay.
That is a phrase, yes, we do use that phrase a lot. Well, I do anyway. If somebody is behaving in a strange and unusual way or an annoying way, you can say, look at them, they're a bit of a nutter.
Yes, a crazy person.
A bit crazy, eccentric. It's not a particularly nice phrase. You wouldn't want to be called a nutter. The implication is that you are a bit odd, a bit crazy. But you could say it to somebody if you wanted to offend them, but you might get a punch in the face.
You might, yes, you might get...
We don't tend to use the word tenner very much anymore, or quid.
Okay. Are you just answering one person's
Well, they're
messages?
interesting words, you see. Mr. Duncan, I thought
Is
they'd
there
be
anyone else
interesting.
on the live chat today?
Well, they're interesting phrases. So I'm a tenner refers to £10. Well, people don't really use cash very much anymore, so we don't really. Oh, I owe you a tenner. Can I borrow £10? Yes, and I'll owe it you. You owe me a tenner. When are you going to pay me back? It just means £10.
Yes.
We don't really use it anymore.
No,
Not very much.
We don't often say tenner because most people don't use money anymore. It's become a bit old-fashioned. No one has money in their hands.
Peckish, though, we use that a lot. Feeling hungry, feeling peckish. Not really hungry, just a bit hungry. I'm feeling a bit peckish. What do you fancy? I don't know. Let's have a sandwich. Peckish just means you're feeling a little hungry.
Lewis says there is a very funny program called Mind Your Language. There was a man in that from Pakistan who would often say blimey. Blimey. Yes, I know which one you mean as well. Yeah, it's a very funny TV show. Mind Your Language. I like it.
Yeah, because that's blimey. Yes, it's an old-fashioned phrase that we don't tend to use anymore. They might use it in certain parts of the country, but yes, the fact that it was used in that programme is somebody, a foreigner, is copying something that he's heard a British person say. So that's why they were using it in that programme. They've heard the phrase, they like it, so they start using it, but it's not really used that much anymore. Blimey, look at that. Just means means you're surprised. Blimey.
Giovanni says recently I have learned the adjective muppet. Well, of course, muppet refers to a type of puppet from the TV show of the same name, The Muppets. You see? So Kermit the Frog, it's the Muppet Show, hooray! And Miss Piggy, oh Kermit, oh Kermit, and other things as well, puppets. But also we can call a person, we can call them a Muppet. You Muppet, why did you do that for, you Muppet? So it's a great way of expressing your annoyance at another person, and you might be referring to them being a bit stupid.
Yes,
you Muppet.
Well, it's a gentle way of telling somebody that they've done something stupid. If you call someone a bit of a muppet, it means you actually want to say, it's just a polite way of saying to somebody, you idiot. But you wouldn't want to say you idiot because that's a bit offensive. So you might say, oh, you muppet. Maybe I don't know, you spilt some food somewhere, or you scratched your car, or you dropped. That's it. You were carrying some paint and you dropped it, and the lid came off, and the paint went everywhere.
So to be careless.
Yes, careless, or
You. Why did you do that for? You Muppet.
Yeah, it's just a polite way of saying you idiot.
Oh, there's another one, by the way. If something is being done but not in a professional way, maybe a company or maybe an organisation that is not very well managed, we can describe it as Mickey Mouse. Have you ever heard that before? So if something is being run badly, we can describe it as Mickey Mouse. A Mickey Mouse organisation, a Mickey Mouse group of people. It is being run in a careless and amateur way. It's a Mickey Mouse organisation. I love that.
Mickey Mouse government is something that we hear a lot today.
Is that what we have?
Well, a lot of people would say that. It means they're a bit of a joke, a bit of a cartoonish, not really to be taken seriously.
Yes.
But there you go. Yes. Green finger says maybe baby.
Oh.
I like this idiom. Do you have green fingers?
Oh, yes.
Yes, of course. That refers to the fact that if somebody is very good at gardening, has a skill with plants, any seeds that they put in seem to instantly grow, and their plants don't die off. It just refers to the fact that they've got skill in horticulture or gardening, and they always seem to do very well. People often think I've got green fingers.
And of course, in American English, they often say a green thumb for some reason.
Yeah, it just means for some reason, if you literally were to have a green thumb, it's almost like the green of a plant, that you've got sort of empathy, and you're very good with working with the soil and with plants and helping them to grow. Maybe it's all to do with love. Maybe you have love for plants, and therefore you're good at it. I think everyone can be good at gardening, but not everybody wants to. It's just a skill like everything else.
Yes. A bit like the King of England. The King of England is well known, certainly in the past, for talking to plants. Apparently he used to do that. He admitted it. He said, "Well, I like to spend the afternoon in my garden, and I like to talk to the daffodils and all the plants." And he thinks if you talk to the plants, they will grow better. And that's our king.
A lot of people talk to plants. Some people go hugging trees, Mr. Duncan.
Do they?
That used to be popular in the 60s.
As long as that's all they're doing to the trees.
Yes, Valentina said, I heard the word blimey in a Hugh Grant film. Yes, probably. You think they'd like to put those phrases into films, English films, because they think everyone's riding around in black cabs, and speaking with a Cockney accent. When foreign people think of British people, particularly Americans, they think we've all got a London accent, and we're all sort of got bad teeth, and we're all going around saying, call blimey, mate. And dressing very old-fashioned and being eccentric.
Yes.
That's a popular view of British people.
Although, having said that, the bad teeth is often true.
That is often true, yes.
Yes. British people do have terrible teeth, except for us. You see, our teeth are lovely. Very nice.
Carry on, Mr. Duncan.
If something is happening, it will happen now. So happen is often used when we are talking about something that is happening now. To happen, to occur. An incident took place. Something in the past happened. Something that will happen in the future will happen. It is going to happen. So anything that happens, an occurrence, a thing that happens, something occurs, an action, a situation, maybe an event takes place, it will happen soon, it is happening now, it happened yesterday, it will happen in the future. We are looking at the past, the present and the future. And don't forget, the time is now. Give me a like.
Lewis is here.
Luis Mendez.
We didn't see you earlier, probably because the live chat was so busy. Then I didn't see you flash by. We've got somebody on called English Epiphany.
Oh.
Which is an interesting name. I don't think we've seen you before. An absolute pleasure to meet you all, and it's a pleasure to meet you too.
If you
Lewis
have
has welcomed you.
If you have an epiphany
Yes.
is like a revelation, something that suddenly comes to you, comes to your mind. You have sudden inspiration, maybe something that you never thought of before suddenly comes into your mind. You
Yes.
have an epiphany.
Yes. You suddenly decide you're going to become a volunteer for an organisation. You want to do good work for humanity. An epiphany. It's a difficult word to pronounce. An epiphany. It means, yes, you suddenly have, from nowhere, you suddenly have a great idea. And maybe you think that it comes from above, from another power. That's the
Yes.
implication sometimes,
Yes.
isn't it, with that phrase?
Yes, mystical, something that occurs to you, something that you suddenly think of. You might be inspired by something. You suddenly feel inspired. You receive inspiration, whether it is up here in your brain or maybe from somewhere else. Ooh.
Yes, a higher power maybe. Yes, you might want to you have this sudden thought and it might change your entire life. You've been bored in your job or something, or in your relationship, and you suddenly decide, this is how I'm going to get out of it. I've been upset, I've been depressed, I've been not myself, and then suddenly it comes into your mind what you need to do to change it and make your life better. We don't know where it comes from, but sometimes it does. Have you had an epiphany recently, Mr. Duncan?
I've had a few epiphanies. It's not an easy word to say. You might be inspired. You might suddenly have something that is... what's the other word? There is another word. Cathartic?
Yes, if something's cathartic, it means it sort of cleanses you. You
Yes.
feel a new person afterwards.
Yes, so it could be something that makes you feel new or refreshed, or maybe you see things from a completely different point of view.
Cathartic experience.
Cathartic.
Maybe you go on a retreat somewhere and you do lots of meditation, and you come away feeling like a new person, renewed from within. Cathartic experience.
Oh, hello, Ali Boxster. It's nice to see you here. I saw Mr. Duncan's videos for the first time about 10 years ago. That is a long time ago. I was so much more youthful and handsome back then. I have learnt a lot from him. I can say that you are my first English teacher. I am so happy to see you live. Yes, we are live right now. The time is now. We are now live on YouTube. Thank you, Ali. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much for saying that. I do receive a lot of lovely messages from various people around the world saying how much my English lessons have helped. So it's always nice to hear your response.
Maybe baby. It's a lovely word to say. Maybe baby. There should be a song for you. I'm sure there is.
I think there was.
There probably was, yes. What's the difference between clean, clear and pure?
Well, I suppose
Well.
they're all synonyms, really. They could actually be synonyms. Something clean and something, what was the other one? Pure.
Certainly clean and pure.
Yes.
Take those together.
Something clear is something that might be seen as good. So maybe water that you can drink. The water is clear. The sky is clear. So we often use the word clear in a positive way. But the other two are often used as synonyms, to be honest.
Yes, if something is clear, it means that you can see through it. So if there's no clouds in the sky, the sky is clear. The water is clear, but the water could also be pure because it's clear. So you could have pure water. See, here's pure water in my glass here,
Yes.
but it's also clear. I could see right through it.
So you know that the water is good.
Yes, it's pure. Well, it's probably not 100% pure, but it's as pure as you're going to get. It's not out of the river, for example.
Fortunately.
Which would be cloudy. The opposite of clear would be cloudy. Of course, you can have the way ahead can be clear, can't it,
Yes.
as well? If your path, say you're driving along and there's lots of traffic in front of you, and all the traffic disappears, you can say, my way ahead is clear.
Yes. Or even your brain.
Yes.
Your mind can be clear. So maybe if you have nothing troubling you, maybe you are relaxed, you can say that you have clear thought. Your mind is clear. Of course, it can also be pure as well if you never think anything rude or naughty. Ooh.
If something's clean, it just means, maybe I've washed this and it was covered in stains and mud, and I've washed this shirt and it's now clean. It just means something doesn't necessarily mean it's pure, but if you clean something, it may be pure. You can clean water, you can filter it, and it will be pure. So that's a slightly complicated 3 phrases, but hopefully we've explained that for you.
But at least two of them are very similar in use.
Yes, you need to go in the shower. You need to have a good
Anyway,
clean.
we've got to move on, Steve, because
Okay, right,
we
yes.
have 2 minutes. If we're staying a bit longer, would you like to stay a bit
I
longer?
don't mind. Let's see how it goes.
See, now earlier Steve wasn't very keen on staying long.
Well, you said 4 hours.
Yes. But it could still be 4 hours. I could be here and the sun might be setting behind us. So who knows? Oh, by the way, something was spotted this week. Something was seen that hasn't been seen for a long time. Do you know what it is, Mr. Steve?
Was it to do with
we're not-
something we discussed earlier?
And we're not talking about your wallet.
Was it to do with a place that is difficult to visit, that only certain countries have been able to get there?
No,
So it wasn't the moon then?
it was not the
blue
moon. It's something nearer, something closer.
Nearer,
Closer to the planet. I will tell you. Have you ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster? Apparently, it has been seen this week. A lady was taking some photographs of an empty lake, so that it was just the water. For some reason, she was standing there taking photographs, and then suddenly the monster came out of the water, and she took a photograph. In fact, she says that it was the Loch Ness Monster. So this is a mythical thing,
A mythical creature.
but some people think it is real, and they think it is actually there. So that's another thing. It's been a very busy week with the news.
Yes, it's I don't know how long the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. Yes, it's in a loch in Scotland, Loch Ness, which is a giant expanse of water that I think a loch is something that is water that is the sea can't get to. It's sort of trapped water.
I think it's lake in Scottish, in Gaelic.
It's like a big lake
Yes. So I
between
think
hills.
yes, I think in that sense, I think it's actually the word lake. So lake is being used there.
And so it's fresh water, and apparently the legend has it that there is some kind of giant serpent-like creature that from prehistoric times that's living there. But it's been faked. This will be another fake, Mr. Duncan.
Lots of things people keep trying to find. There is, of course, Bigfoot. Bigfoot is an animal. It looks like a giant ape, and it has big feet. And then, of course, there is the abominable snowman. Now, is that the same as Sasquatch? Is Sasquatch...
That's Bigfoot.
That's also Bigfoot. So there's the abominable snowman. And, of course, the one thing we're all talking about at the moment is aliens. People believe that they've seen extraterrestrials. Some people believe that they're amongst us.
Cool, blimey, Mr. Duncan.
So maybe Mr. Steve, wouldn't it be amazing if Mr. Steve turned out to be an alien?
All rubbish.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It would not. It would not surprise me at all.
Well, Alessandra, who I believe is in Italy, they were speaking about it on television there.
Oh,
About the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, people say they've seen it, but there's been so many people that have faked it that, and they're always. Have you noticed? They're always fuzzy pictures.
Yes.
Why can't they get a nice, clear photograph? They're always a bit fuzzy.
I mean, these days we have the most sophisticated cameras, even on our phones. They can reproduce things in such clear definition. But whenever anyone takes a picture of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster or a flying saucer or a UFO or an alien in their back garden, the picture is always blurred and fuzzy.
As Lewis says, Lewis, a man of experience, a man of the world, it makes good tourism. And yes, so quite often these stories will get put out, probably by the Scottish Tourist Board, because they want people to visit Loch Ness and buy lots of souvenirs.
That's it. It's all done for publicity.
All done for publicity.
It's a bit like a restaurant that has maybe a grease stain on the wall, and it looks like the face of Jesus. And then they tell everyone, and they all go there, and they have cups of tea and things. There's just a. It's okay. It's just one of our neighbours coming back home in his helicopter.
Yeah, so most of it's probably rubbish, as you know, but of course Lewis, being a man of the world, will realise
Yes.
that it's often just it's a slightly cynical view, but probably true.
There's also the Yeti as well. Yeti. So is Yeti the same as Abominable Snowman?
I think so.
That's it. So that's the Yeti. Okay. So there are lots of these strange things that people have seen, and they really believe they exist. But the one at the moment that everyone's talking about, of course, is aliens. There are people who say that in the USA there is an alien that is locked away inside
Well,
a building, and he's really annoyed because he wants to go out for a walk. I think so.
there's many aliens too. Most of them are put out by intelligence agencies to distract us away from their new secret flying machines that
Don't
they're
worry.
developing.
That was just a helicopter going over. That was not a UFO. Just so.
They don't call them UFOs anymore. It's very disappointing. They've changed the phrase UFO.
Mhm.
Yeah, they call. I don't know what it's called. Somebody will tell us.
Okay.
But they're calling it something else now. So the phrase that we've known for half a century or more, they've decided they're going to change it. So somebody will tell us it's not UFO anymore. It's something else, unidentified flying something. They've decided to change it.
But it's still UFO then.
No, they said you can't use that anymore. You've got to use this new phrase.
And you don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but somebody will tell us.
Well, we all know. Flying saucer. Flying saucer. That's what people used to say.
I can't remember what the new phrase is. Somebody please tell us. But whatever it is, it's virtually no different to the phrase UFO. But for some reason, they've decided to change it.
Well, there you go. That was almost information.
Well, you see, sometimes we've got our viewers there. They're in front of their phones. They can Google whatever they need to know, and they can tell us because we don't always know everything.
That was a helicopter.
Who do you think I am, Mr.
Somebody
Duncan?
just said it was not a helicopter, Mr. Duncan. That was an airplane. I know the difference between a helicopter. I looked up, and it was a helicopter.
Was it?
It was a helicopter. Yes, I know what a helicopter looks like. They say, "Oh, Mr. Duncan, it's not. It's not. How dare you?"
Blimey, Mr. Duncan.
What?
You're getting excited.
I have to get excited by something because there isn't much, to be honest.
Somebody tell us, please, what is the new phrase that is replacing UFO? Whatever
that's-
it is, I'm not going to use it.
No.
It's very similar. So why change something that's worked for many, many years? So what's happening next, Mr. Duncan? Have you got any more words and
what do you mean?
phrases?
What's happening next?
Well,
Something you are doing now. Something you did happened in the past. Something you will do is going to happen. You are going to do it. You will do it. So as you can see there, we are looking at, once again, the present, something you did in the past, and something you will do in the future. Doing, did, will, do. You will do it in the future. Maybe something you intend to do. Oh, you see? Intend.
there's Inarkis using a good phrase. Your neighbours must be loaded
They
if
are.
they are coming back by helicopter.
They're all coming back in their helicopters. They've all got little areas at the back of their houses, and they land their helicopters. They have a swimming pool. They have a solarium. Do you know what a solarium is?
Yes, it's like a place with lots of sun.
A greenhouse, a type of greenhouse where you grow plants, is a solarium. Now, I didn't know that. I actually thought a solarium was where middle-aged ladies went along to become brown.
It's a room with lots of glass in it. the solarium, obviously the word solar is in there, meaning the sun.
Is it UAP?
Yes, it is UAP. Thank you very much, Tejas and Giovanni. Yes, they're changing for some reason unidentified flying object to unidentified aerial phenomena.
That's terrible.
I know. I mean, they're virtually identical, so what's the point of changing it?
What is the point of changing it?
I know.
You've still got unidentified, and then you use aerial, and then you use phenomenon. Phenomena. Phenomena is one of the hardest words to say.
Phenomena. You
And a-
wouldn't say it like that, of course.
An occurrence, something that happens, maybe in nature, or maybe something that occurs around you, some phenomena.
Alessandra has wasps flying around. So do we. We'd mentioned that earlier. They're all going in the house, Mr. Duncan, trying to get them out. Wasps, they're quite easy to get out, aren't they? Whereas flies, well, wasps have got a bit of an intelligence. They seem to know where an open window is, and you sort of waft them in the right direction and they will go out. But flies don't do that, do they? When Palmyra is chasing two annoying flies in her kitchen. But you can't get flies out, can you? They always go, they cannot seem to see an open window.
No, the flies are stupid.
Flies are stupid, wasps are a bit cleverer. They seem to sort of smell their way out or something.
Yes.
But wasps always just find their own way out, back out normally.
They do,
don't
yes, they're
Ooh,
quite good. They
there's a wasp just behind us then.
Yes. It was probably listening.
I wonder if there's a nest around here. I think they're going for the damsons, as I said earlier.
You're not going to kill some more wasps, are you, Mr. Steve?
No, only if they are nesting near the house.
I can't believe Mr. Steve once killed a lovely nest of wasps.
Well, you have
Evil. He's an evil man.
You can't allow wasp nests to exist in your garden or in your house because, well, one, you might get stung, and then talking to an insect expert, i.e. the man that came to exterminate the wasp's nest, he said if you leave them, then the offspring of that nest will come back to the same area next year, and they will build another nest somewhere else. So you'll end up with 2 nests and 3 nests. So you have to get rid of them. And anyway, that time we destroyed the wasp nest. You brought it up, Mr. Duncan. My mother was staying at the time,
Okay.
so I didn't want her to be sitting in the garden and get stung by a wasp.
No. Phenomenon or phenomena can be any occurrence. It can be real or imagined. So maybe some of these people who've seen flying saucers in the sky, maybe they were just imagining things. Maybe it was just a trick of the light. You see? Could be. Could be. It might be. Here are some words that we can use in different ways. For example, we have dive. Maybe you dive into the water. Past tense of dive is dived or dove. A lot of people think that that's not real, you see, but it is. The past tense of dive can be dived or dove.
I didn't know that, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, so they dove into the water. They dived into the water. And if something is going to happen in the future, we can say you are going to dive into the water. You are going to dive into the swimming pool.
Or I'm going diving.
Hmm.
I'm going diving. Means that you maybe today or tomorrow you are going to go diving somewhere.
So there are some confusing things that can occur in English. Here's another one. You buy something. You buy something, present tense. You bought something. So you went to the shops and you bought some new shoes. You will buy in the future. You will buy some new shoes. Buy. Bought. Will buy. So quite often bought is the past tense of buy. However, There is also a confusion that comes sometimes when we talk about the word bring. The past tense of bring is brought. You will bring something. So brought is there. And if you look there, we also have bought. So remember that. Bring, brought, buy, bought. And a lot of people, and you might be surprised to find out how many people get that wrong. Even native English speakers quite often get that wrong.
Alessandra says, yes, D-O-V-E was using the word dove, as in the past tense for diving. But if you pronounce it dove, same spelling, different pronunciation, dove, that is a type of bird. So a dove is not a type of bird. A dove means that you were diving, whereas if you pronounce it differently and say dove, then it is a bird. Same spelling, different meaning.
And there are many words that do that. For example, lead, the heavy metal, L-E-A-D, can also be pronounced as lead, to lead someone on, to get them to follow you. You lead them. And of course, the past tense, just to make it more confusing, is led.
It's the same, yes.
English can be very confusing, it really can.
Poor Belarusia. My skin, my lovely skin, says Belarusia, Claudia, is not as nice as it used to be. No, but I bet your teeth are perfect. Because you're a dentist.
I don't know why British people have such terrible teeth. I think we just generally speaking, we just have very poor hygiene standards when it comes to our teeth. I don't know why. But of course, in the United States, they go completely the opposite. They have all of their teeth replaced with big pieces of white enamel.
That's what you need to do, Claudia. You need to get into the this what do you call it, where people have all their front teeth replaced with these lovely enamel and these new implants. That's where the money is, Claudia. There's lots of money. You need to. Well, you're in Buenos Aires, I think. There must be a market for. I know you've got very bad inflation there at the moment in Argentina. But there must be still people with money who want to have their teeth reconstructed to look like an American with super white, bright teeth.
Well, I would imagine. Well, I remember, Claudia, you told me once that there are many dentists. And that's one of the problems here. We don't have many dentists around. So from one place to another, you might find that there are no places for you to go to get your teeth sorted.
Why are you doing, Mr. Duncan? Darius says you're teaching grammar. You've never done it.
I have
done it.
I have taught grammar in the past. I've talked about grammar. I've 17 years. I've talked about grammar a lot. I can't believe you said. How dare you say that? Of course I teach grammar sometimes, not always, because a lot of people think it's boring.
T/Jesus. I'm saying it's pronounced Jesus. What about the word enthusiasm? I can't figure out the tangible meaning of this word and the way to use it. Well, enthusiastic. Enthusiasm just means if you have a lot of enthusiasm, you have a lot of interest about a certain subject. Mr. Duncan has great enthusiasm for teaching English. And the way that is demonstrated is in the way that you do something. So you might be quite animated, you might be quite lively. If you're enthusiastic about something, I'm enthusiastic about singing. So it means that you have a great interest in
Yes.
something.
A person can appear enthusiastic as well, so it can be used as an adjective. So the enthusiasm is the thing itself, the noun. Enthusiastic is something that is showing that enthusiasm. You are displaying it for all to see. So quite often when I come on here, I always seem very enthusiastic because I'm excited.
That's it. It's something. I mean, you can be, if you're not enthusiastic about something, if your boss at work's giving you a project and you don't want to do it, and maybe the expression on your face is telling everybody that you don't want to do it, somebody might come up with you and say, come on, show a bit of enthusiasm, get on with it. So in other words, get a bit of energy, a bit of excitement. Enthusiasm means you've got energy and excitement, and
Yes.
you don't get tired doing something because it's something you want to do, you love doing.
And it is, of course, possible to lose enthusiasm as well. So if you do the same thing for a long time, you might slowly lose enthusiasm. You might not be so interested in doing that particular thing. Maybe if you are in a marriage and you are when you are first married, you're so excited and you want to kiss and you want to cuddle all the time, and then after a period of time you are less enthusiastic. You don't have so much enthusiasm.
Bye-bye, Lewis.
Lewis is going.
Lewis is going.
See you later, Lewis.
Hope you have a nice rest of your day. Yes, you lose enthusiasm. That's a good one, Mr. Duncan. You lose your enthusiasm. Could be for your job, and then suddenly your energy levels drop. Everything becomes a drag. Everything becomes an effort, and your expression on your face will change, and you've lost enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is great because it means that you have energy and you work much more efficiently when you're enthusiastic about something.
I think so.
As you can hear, people are active in the local area doing things in their garden, and I shall be doing the same very shortly after we finish this live stream, because I've got to finish cutting the grass, Mr.
Mr.
Duncan.
Steve is going to cut the grass.
Well, I cut half of it yesterday,
Okay.
but I'm going to cut the other half today.
Here are some ways of mentioning a short period of time. So you might say in a short time, or a short time from now, you are going to cut the grass. You see? A short time. We might also say in a bit. In a bit. I am going to cut the grass in a bit. That means in a short time. Or of course you can say in a jiffy. In a jiffy. I am going to cut the grass in a jiffy. Something that is going to happen in the near future, or maybe something that doesn't take very long to do. You can do something quickly. It will only take a short while.
We're getting lots of interesting questions today. Here's another one from Obo Oma. What's the difference between work out, find out and figure out?
Well, work out is normally a problem that you have. You have to work out a problem. You have to work something out. Maybe a mathematical equation, which, by the way, I'm not very good at. I'm terrible at maths, so please don't ask me.
Yes, if you were building some IKEA furniture or something like that, or if you wanted to do a little bit of construction work, you'd have to work out how you would do it. You're going to plan, and figure out is very similar. I mean, technically, if you were going to figure something out, it means you're dealing with figures, i.e. maths.
What were the other words?
Let me just finish this bit, Mr. Duncan. Yeah, so technically, if you want to figure something out, it means you're looking at maths, but figure out and work out are basically the same, would you say?
I would say
I'm going to
yes.
figure. I need to think about that. I need to figure it out. If you've got a problem that needs solving, I'm going to work it out. I'm going to figure it out. You could use those as synonyms.
You are trying to solve a puzzle or a conundrum.
Or a problem. It just could be anything, couldn't it? Find out was the other one.
Find out is discover. You find out about something. You need to know something, but you don't have the information. So what do? You find out. To discover is to find out.
To go on to Google is to find out. Yes, somebody might say to you, you might decide that you want to learn how to knit. I don't know where that came from. Say you wanted to learn how to knit and you didn't know how to do it, then you need to go away and find out the information required. So
maybe you want to learn how to play the piano, or maybe you want to learn how to build a house. Maybe you want to construct your own house. There are many things you have to learn about.
And that's so work out and figure out are similar, and find out is maybe a bit different.
In the nick of time, in no time, there's no time like the present. Yes, there are many ways of using time in sentences like this one that you just mentioned. You see, I have it here as well in front of me. There is no time like the present. When we talk about now, we are talking about the present. This moment in time is the present. It is now. There is no time like the present. This is often used when we want to say that something that you want to do or something you are thinking about doing, don't wait. Do it now, because there is no time like the present.
Tejas, I think you're definitely trying us here. Really, you're testing our knowledge here. I think the words you've used there, you're going to have to look those up for yourself. I don't think we've got time to explain.
Well, this is what I said. I was right, you see, what I said earlier. What I said earlier was right.
What?
Well, it's just trying to...
I think you'll have to find those out for yourself.
Yes.
So we won't go into those today. They're rather...
But it's not that. It's not that. But I know what you're doing because maybe you already know these words. So there are people that come on and they just want to create problems. You see? I know. 17 years I've been doing this, and I can see all of these things from very far away before they happen. And
naturally, we know the meaning
anyway,
of all those words, but we're not going into them today.
All right, Steve. Steve, okay.
Fine.
Don't give them oxygen.
Cheers.
Time is money. Oh, yes. If you are in business, by the way, if you are in business, time is money. It means that if you are running a business, if you are doing something that has to earn money, then wasting time can cost you money, because time is money. I think it is. I think it is important to say that. Not a lot of people like to think of time and money, but if you are in business, if you have to survive, if you have to live, then you might have to think of that particular phrase. Time is money.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. Would you? Yes. Okay, Ted. Yes. Yeah. No, you probably wouldn't use most of those words in general use. Ubiquitous, you might. Sycophant, rarely. Languish. Well, languish. You might use languish, mightn't you?
Well, languish is to relax, to take it easy. Maybe if you have decided that your life is perfect and you don't want to do anything else, you might languish. Sycophant is a very interesting word. A person who is always agreeing with another person. Maybe they are trying to win their favour, especially in business or in a company. Maybe if you are always being kind to your boss, and now my lights are going out. If you are always being kind to your boss, if you are always agreeing with everything he or she says, you are trying to win their favour. You are a sycophant. Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
Well, I agree with you.
I agree with
yes,
you.
I think we should do that.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
But most people wouldn't use the word sycophant. They would just say creep. Oh, you're a bit of a creep.
Yes. Crawler.
So yeah, these are words that have simpler versions, and but you could use them. I mean, by all means, use them because it means that you've got a good grasp of English.
We are going in a moment. Here's another one.
Ubiquitous is a good one.
Time and tide wait for no man. It will be time for us to go very soon, but here is a good expression. Time and tide wait for no man. This is also a very good expression that tells us that time keeps moving. You can't stop it. It never stops moving. Don't waste time. Time and tide wait for no man or no person.
Inaki says, I understand the expressions burst into tears or burst into laughs. It means you suddenly, if you burst into tears, you suddenly start crying.
Yes.
Or if you burst into laughter, you suddenly start laughing.
Yes.
It means but can you use the word burst on its own? Well, yes, you can.
Yes, there are many
Definitely.
many ways.
You can burst a balloon with a pin. You stick a pin in it, bang. You're bursting the balloon. You can burst somebody's bubble, can't you? There's a good expression.
Figuratively.
Figuratively. So somebody is very happy. They think that life is wonderful, and then you say something to them, and it makes them feel like life isn't anywhere near as good as they thought it was. You've burst their bubble.
Yes. Or you let them down. You disappoint them. You make them feel unhappy about something.
You can burst into a room. You suddenly appear
Suddenly.
with a lot of noise and a flourish. You burst into a room and everyone's surprised. Right, yes. Cows are going by.
The cows are saying hello behind the
Valentin.
camera.
Valentin is has beaten me to the lawn mowing.
Yes.
They are already out there cutting the grass. How can you be cutting the grass and listening to us at the same time?
Well, that's it. Well, I think it's possible.
Maybe through
Maybe
earphones?
they're using scissors. They're just cutting the grass with scissors.
Maybe.
And so they're cutting the grass very quietly, and they're listening to us at the same time.
So we're off. Burst at the seams. Yes, Dimitros. There's a good one. Burst at the seams. It means that
A sudden action.
burst at the seams. So maybe you've got a shirt on that you bought many years ago, and you've since put on a lot of weight.
Yes.
And you put the shirt on, and then you move. It's very tight, and then it bursts at the seams because you are overweight.
Yes. Sometimes if you get fat, you might burst out of your clothing.
Yes.
Finally, before we go, do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not procrastinate. Do it before it is too late. So there is my final bit of advice. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not procrastinate. Do it before it is too late. So that is my final bit of advice, and I think it's good advice for all of us. In fact, today, live your life as if this is your last day, because one day you'll be right.
Well, Mr. Duncan, you've burst my bubble.
Today.
We don't want to end on a downer, Mr. Duncan. That's not a bit of a sad way to end the
that's
lesson.
encouragement, you see, because we sometimes forget that every day is a new opportunity. That's why I always wake up in the morning with a smile on my face.
I've never noticed.
Well, no, because you're still asleep. I always have a smile. The day is waiting for me. I get another chance to do this all over again. Another chance to live and exist.
I must figure out how to open the safe because time is money. Well, yes, time is money just means that you don't want to waste time because if you are say if somebody is talking to you and it's just nonsense and they're going on and on and on, they're on the phone talking a lot, and but you're trying to run a business because you've only got so many hours in the day to work, and every minute you're not working, you might not be making money.
Yes.
So that's what that phrase refers to.
You might be working in sales and a person wants to just talk to you about nothing, and there might be 2 customers waiting, and you are thinking, this person is wasting my time. Time is money because there are 2 customers over there and I could be talking to them and making money, but instead I'm talking to this guy and he's wasting my time. Time is money. So in that situation, we can actually say that particular phrase. That is it, Mr. Steve. We are going.
Right.
It is time to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed this rather unusual live stream. Mr. Steve and myself, we will join you again next. Well, I think we are here next Sunday because, of course, next Sunday it is the anniversary of the passing of your mother, unfortunately, next Sunday. So it will be a year next Sunday. And we might be going out, but we might be doing something on Saturday. It depends, you see, on the situation. So sometimes when you are trying to make plans, you can't always do things when you want to actually do them. So I think at the moment we are here next Sunday, would you say?
I would say definitely yes.
Yes. I think there's a 99% chance that we will be here next Sunday. We might be in the studio, we might be here. We will see what happens. Anyway.
Yes, Tejas, I hope our paths cross again. That's a good expression. If your paths cross, it means that you meet up again. You meet up again. Your paths, you might be going down one path. Oh yes, let's meet up.
Yes, we might meet again in the future. You never know. That is it. We are going now. Mr. Steve is going to cut the grass.
Well, after in a while.
And
I might procrastinate a bit on that, Mr. Duncan.
Okay. Don't forget to give me a like as well. If you like this, please give me a lovely thumbs up, and then YouTube might actually show this to someone if we're lucky. And that is it. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. It's been a bit different, but it's still been enjoyable, and we've enjoyed being here with you. The captions will be on here later on. Sometimes YouTube takes a very long time to put the captions on, but hopefully they will be on very soon. And we will catch you next Sunday. New lessons coming up during the week.
Lots of new lessons from Mr. Duncan.
Look out, because there are some very unusual things happening and also some familiar things appearing during the week. That's all I'm saying for now. And of course, until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a super duper week. And you know what's coming next, don't you, Mr. Steve?
Unfortunately, I do.
Ta-ta for now.